Welcome to the LGBTQ Real Estate Podcast, connecting LGBTQ homebuyers, sellers, and real estate pros since 2007. My name is Jeff Berger. I'm proud to say I'm the host of the show. And with us today is a very special guest. I know Liane Wong for approximately 15 years now. She's a fabulous woman. She's a realtor in Tucson, Arizona. Liane, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. And okay, so let's jump into it. We've got 15 minutes. We know you're busy, we're busy, and so is our audience that will be watching this show. Everyone's got things to do. Share with us a little bit about yourself, both personally and professionally.
Right. So I've been in the real estate industry for 18 years, which seems really amazing in 2023. I've been with the same real estate company for all those 18 years, only one broker, much to my broker's chagrin, most likely.
Awesome.
But she is the most amazing person, and she is the only LGBTQ owned real estate company in Tucson. And of course, there's a lot of other LGBTQ agents in town. However, I really felt important to be connected with and work for a broker who had the same values as I did, participated in the community as much as I do. And I know, wherever she spends her money, I know, what is behind it and what is her, what her mission is about it all.
That's awesome. And that's the mission of our show also. So it's great that we're all on the same page. And, this has gone back 18 years. So, we're talking 2002. This was not as common as it is today, really being an out LGBTQ agent in the community.
Correct. It took time. Roughly about the same time that I had started becoming a real estate agent. It was kind of like right around when I was coming out. And so that was a real interesting transition as far as, hi, I'm a real estate agent. And then somehow, professionally, I did great. My clients, however, they did a little research on me and they actually would out me, which I thought was really funny. I mean, it's not like I had, pictures of, sniffing others on my desk or anything like that, but they did their research on me and knew I was part of this organization and other, LGBTQ organizations. So it was quite funny, and that made them, ask questions, and it was very cute. It was very cute of them to, to show that they were comfortable with me and that I was comfortable with my clients.
That's great. Great. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. So I know we're working together for so long now, and I know you have, as you just mentioned, many LGBTQ clients. What is it about working with the LGBT community that you enjoy so much?
Well, it's interesting. A lot of our clients, whether my clients or whether they're in town or they're coming from another state, has always been, there's that level of comfort that people seem to have with someone who is in the community. They don't have to explain anything. They can say, this is my husband, or this is my wife, or this is my girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the case may be. They don't it's just, it removes this hesitation that you would have with someone who is not in the community. Also, they know my involvement, so that makes them, I think, more so want to work with me. But it is, I feel it's just so important that a lot of people are not necessarily out either. They're not necessarily out at work, or they're not necessarily out to their own families or their own immediate friends. So it's a very personal thing when they're interacting with me and we're helping them buy a house or sell a house, that they are, it's just one less thing that they have to worry about. They don't have to hide. They can be themselves.
Yes, everyone has their own story, right? Everyone, whether they come out at a young age or an older age, that pace just comes out when it wants to, and you're there to help them with buying or selling a home. So that's great. It's really important, that level of comfort that people have, right?
Yes, I think it's of the utmost importance, and I'm happy that my clients feel that way with me and I feel that way with them, and it makes for a much more enjoyable transaction, and eventually many of them actually become my friends, which is a win-win, I think, overall.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. So, I know you're very passionate about Tucson. Of course, you're living there for a long time. You work in the community. You're very engaged in the community. Share with us, like, for example, someone that's watching this YouTube episode, maybe in the Northeast or the Southeast, and maybe thinking of moving to Tucson for a job or to visit family. And, they may read some stuff on, Google, Googling this or Googling that. But what is it that you love that you can share with our audience about your community? For example, what are your favorite parts of the town, whether it be the arts? I know the arts is very much growing in Tucson, whether it be the dining, great coffee shops, great wine bars, maybe the job market, ease of commuting, place of worship. What is it that you love?
So much, I think
Yeah.
as real estate agents, we are we have what's called Visit Tucson here in Tucson. And basically that's the marketing arm of the city, and it goes across the nation, across the world, promoting Tucson. I feel as real estate agents that we are a part of that, and we are promoting, because I'm getting a lot of clients who are moving from out of state. And they don't know anything about Tucson. And you can Google all you want, but it still lacks in details. And so, I love talking about, well, the one question that people ask is, what are the politics of Tucson? And so, one of the things that I emphasize to people is right now in 2023, and it will continue over the next 3 or 4 years for sure, our mayor and council are all Democrats. And that means they vote LGBTQ all the time without fail. And so that's been like that for years and years and years. So people want to know the political climate that they're walking into. Will they feel safe?
Hmm.
Will the laws of the city protect them? And they are in place. We also have,
So sorry to
yeah,
interrupt, but when you think about what you love about Tucson, that large swath that you brush with the politics, it's so important to you. And what you're saying is that's so important to everyday life.
it is because, people are coming here for work. They're coming here to retire. They
Hmm.
are coming because a partner asked them to join them here. So there's a lot of hesitation of moving to a new city, and you want to know if you're an out person, or you're starting to come out, or you're thinking of coming out. These are all the politics of a town really matter as to your comfort level. And so
Hmm.
I try to reassure clients of, that that is a basis of why Tucson has attracted so many LGBTQ people to our
Hmm.
town. Another indicator is, I mean, Tucson has always been a blue dot in the sea of red, which is now more purple. And Pima County has supervisors, and that's the surrounding area, the outside area of the city. And they have 5 supervisors. Right now, there's 4 out of the 5 are Democrats or liberal leaning. Um, Never thought in my wildest dreams that that would happen in the county, which has been notoriously known as a little bit more conservative than the city. So it tells you that how this city is evolving. And people also ask, well, is there a particular neighborhood I should live in? Because, some cities have gay neighborhoods, and that's wonderful. And what I tell people is like, it's not really, it's where you want to live. There's so many different areas of town that are so unique and so different. It's what appeals to you, what's going to make you happy, where are you going to feel settled. Now, would you possibly have an idiot neighbor? Potentially. That's on them. That's not on you. So, but overall, most people, they keep to themselves. They respect that you're there. They don't have an issue with, who you are. So that's what I think the joy of moving to Tucson is that, it's a very open neighborhood. Now, are there neighborhoods where there's more LGBTQ people because it's cute and it's affordable? Yes. But overall, you can live, I mean, there are LGBTQ people all across the city. We're so spread out.
That's great. Great. And so if there was one thing that you love, is it a restaurant that you can refer? Is it a wine bar? Is it the arts, the theater? One thing.
So a few years back, Tucson won a UNESCO World Gastronomy designation.
Oh,
And
wow.
at the time, we were the only city in the United States. I think San Antonio now is the second one. Like France and Spain and other countries had multiple cities that had this designation. Very difficult to get. The University of Arizona plus the city and the county worked together to put this application in, and we got it. And what that basically means in Tucson, we have the Native American, we have a couple of tribes here, and through their farming techniques and their grains and their crops and their culture has continued to through today, where restaurants are using the grains, the foods, the cooking techniques to continue to serve the food that has been around for 4,000 years. So that it's
Wow.
a most amazing. It's encouraged other chefs. It has done a lot of collaboration with different chefs over with this designation. It's super important to our city, and it makes our restaurants so much better and so much more yummier.
Yeah, it sounds like it would. That's so interesting. I never knew that. And thank you so much for sharing that, because someone that's watching this now, really has something to look forward to, dining and, well, sharing foods that have been around for centuries. So
Yeah.
that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I know here in Florida, I don't think we have that. So it's a
No.
very unique thing.
Yes.
That's awesome. And that's something to enjoy. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And I don't hear that often, so that's really great. I think people are learning a lot about you and Tucson from this video. So I know you work probably in all sectors of the market in residential real estate in Tucson, but share with us a little bit about the diverse housing stock that you work with in your community. I imagine you work with single family homes, condominiums, townhouses. What's your niche?
Right. So for the most part, single family. I mean, of course, I do condos and townhouses. Um, our our inventory is very unique, as we have a much, for the most part, in the center of town, an older population of homes. Our
Mhm.
inventory is a lot of it is 30s and 40s, 50s is in the center of town, and the outskirts start going 60s, 70s, and so on. Um,
Wow.
what is unique with our rules here for the city is that you can sell a house to someone that a house was built in 1935. It can have 1935 electric, 1935 plumbing. You could sell them exactly as it was built, and the
Wow.
city doesn't care that you do so. Now it's up to you as the new owner to, if you need to repair things or upgrade things, that's entirely up to you. But which means that we have a lot of historical neighborhoods that have some really significant, unique characters, and they're beautiful, beautiful homes
I
and
imagine.
designs. Yeah,
Wow. A lot of mid-century modern, or what?
we have that too. We have the Queen Anne's, we have the bungalows, we have some Victorians, a lot of mid-century. We have whole neighborhoods just mid-century. They're just stunning to drive through. Absolutely.
Beautiful. And on this video there, we have your email and your website, lianewong.com. I imagine the viewers of this video can go to your website, lianewong.com, and search for homes, right? They can
Yes.
view homes for sale, and great,
Yes.
great.
Absolutely. Uh-huh.
And of course, your information will be inclusive within the YouTube video, your phone number, your emails there, of course, but all the pertinent information, which is great. And that's the mission of this video. Someone can actually search for an LGBTQ realtor or gay realtor in Tucson. This video pops up on Google or YouTube, and they can know more about you, a great agent that can help them with their real estate goals. So we
Yeah.
thank you for being on the show here. And so, I know with real estate, we can't steer customers to any area. We're very conservative in our recommendations, all neighborhoods or for all people. But do you have any advice for LGBTQ families and individuals who are considering moving to the area, that they should know, like its welcomeness towards LGBTQ families? And what's your take on that?
I the hardest thing about Tucson is finding information about different neighborhoods. It's very difficult. You can look online and there's just not much. You really need to be here, a short visit, a short weekend, I like to take clients who are potentially moving to Tucson. I say, let's go in my car. Let's drive the neighborhoods. Let's see the architecture. Let's see how where it is in relationship to downtown or the University of Arizona. You know, what is your daily life going to be? What's your daily activities going to be in relation to shopping and restaurants and things like that? Do you want to be, within a 10-minute driving time to where everything is happening? Do you want to be on the far east side of town and have acreage and see the stars every night? I mean, so it's really about, if you want a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom house, that's fine. That's an easy category to find. But now we need to really hone down into which neighborhood is going to fit you best. If you want particular schools that has certain scores of those schools, there's certain neighborhoods that really appeal to people. So it's a lot of getting to know the city because it's so spread out, and you are for the most part very car dependent, and it's just the way the city has grown. If you're
Yes.
if you're near downtown, you're near the university, you can get the streetcar. But the rest of us are, there's bus systems, of course, but most of us drive. Yeah.
And Tucson, I believe, is a series of valleys, more or less, correct?
Well, it's got hills. We're surrounded by hills, which is really beautiful. They're protected, and there's a lot of hiking going on here. So the middle of the city is pretty flat. Now, when you go outside the city, you start getting a bit more hilly. I think going up in elevation. Yeah. So there's a lot of views depending on where you're at in the city.
There sure are a lot of views. I visited years ago. My friends went to college there, and I just remember the sunsets and the foothills, the purples, and I mean the colors were just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
you love the sunsets there, right?
Yeah, the mountains are all around us. The sunsets are absolutely stunning and beautiful. Classics,
Yeah.
and it's just, and there's a lot of nature around us. We
Yes.
have a lot of areas that are open desert, and that just attracts, it makes it just, you're very in tune with the nature here. And you're within, anywhere in town, you're within like 15, 20 minutes of a hiking trail. There's a lot, we do a lot of outdoor activities here. So it's a
Nice.
very active community overall. Yes.
That sounds amazing. I think people really are focused on nature these days. Most people, at least, I think, that I know, at least. I love to hike also, so that was really, that hit me. Um, yeah. Okay, so here we are. We're at our last question. This went very well. So here we are. When you're not helping people buy and sell homes, what do you like to do in your free time?
So I am a scuba diving instructor. And so
Do
I
that.
have taught for, I'm at 28 years with that almost.
Well,
Probably close to retiring at some point in the future. But I love scuba diving, and for fun, I go on scuba diving trips. I just came back from Roatan, Honduras, and I was in
nice.
yeah, so I've been to the Philippines, Indonesia, etc. So if anyone has questions about, where to go scuba diving, obviously I will wax on, a long time about it, because it's a passion of mine. I love scuba diving, and I have loved teaching people how to scuba dive and appreciate the ocean.
Awesome. Awesome. I love to do that also. When you said Philippines, I was diving in Cebu a couple of summers ago. That's gorgeous. Have you ever been?
Yes, yes, yeah,
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 around Mactan Island.
yes,
Okay,
exactly, yeah, yeah. It's beautiful there.
great.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. Liane, thanks so much for being on the show, and we will see you on YouTube.
Okay, thank you so much.
A pleasure. Okay, take care, hon, and have a great holiday.
You too. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.